Okay, so our weekly call with our clients and customers, kind of check in. So we are 1 week into our second round of 80-day obsession. Leah and I are finishing up our first round, so we're in phase 3. But our new ladies on here are finishing up their first week. What?
And gentlemen.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just so used to saying ladies. So I actually have this morning my friend Darla, who is amazing. She's a PCOS warrior. She can talk about her rheumatoid arthritis and some of her, hormonal issues and her experience with Times Nutrition, 80-day obsession, and how she felt after her first week of 80-day obsession. Because you're not always going to say like, man, like I feel strong and great and perfect. And that's not true. So Darla, I want to thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're busy, but tell us how the first week went of 80-day obsession. Just give us a quick how it went, and don't lie.
I would say the first week, as far as nutrition, was not a win. And I'll be honest about that, because it's not that I didn't take it seriously. It was that I didn't realize how much ahead of time I actually had to prepare. So I've done many, many rounds of 21-day fix and extreme and every program Beachbody has except for Asylum and Body Beast. So I didn't really expect, I think, to the level I needed to prepare. The first week was also enlightening because I realized that all of my go-to comfort foods, and it wasn't necessarily like a piece of cake or, a half a loaf of fresh baked bread or anything like that. It was nothing that I was doing in the past was going to fit in with this program. So it is redoing. It's a complete mindset redo. And it sounds daunting at first, but when you realize that this is how you were supposed to be eating and you are supposed to be doing and you are supposed to be taking care of yourself, there isn't any convenience and there isn't any easy, quick fix. It is exactly balanced how you should be. Now, I found that I didn't prepare enough, so I was doing meal prep at least, I think, 3 times that week. But after that week, I got my ish straight because I'm like, I'm not sitting in the kitchen cooking all this crap for 3 days a week. But I will tell you that after the 7 days, was I sore? Yes. Did I die? No. Was I starting to feel pretty good? And I noticed significant loss of inches and inflammation in my stomach. And I noticed it in my face, and I was sleeping. I normally have a problem sleeping, and now I'm sleeping all the time. And I kept thinking, okay, something's wrong. I'm dying. There's something going on. And then I have one of my coaches that was going through the program at the exact same time, and we decided to be 100% accountable every single day with each other. And I said, can I send you a picture? And this is not me. I am not the vulnerable chick who posts a picture in her teeny tiny, undies or bra or workout gear. I'm like, I'm not that girl. I'm just not. And I sent her a picture and I said, I'm not lying. I didn't fudge my before picture. That was me going, oh God, I have to take a before picture. And there was, I want to say 3 inches, not 3 inches, about 2.5 inches out of my stomach gone in 1 week. Now I know that's probably a little bit of detoxing, and you will feel horrible. I'm not going to lie, probably the first week, because you're not eating all the carbs. You're not eating all the sugar. You're not eating all the crud you are supposed to be eating, and you want it all. And if you're a girl, if you're a guy, I'm sorry, you're going to hear this, but if you're a girl and you're going through, I started like the week you want all the salt, all the sugar, all the chocolate. And that's when I started. But if you can get through, I'm going to have a headache, possibly if you're a caffeine addict and you love your 14 cups of coffee a day, you're not going to drink that. You may have 1 or 2 and then you wean yourself off. So if I'm possibly going to have a caffeine headache, or I'm going to want all of the sugar and all of the fat and all the salt that you would normally think you're not doing that bad. But when you realize I can't have it, it really was bad. And once you get past, I would say 4 days, 3 to 4 days, it's great. You feel amazing, and it is a process. And there's a movement saying that it's 21 days to make a habit, but somebody else says, who's an educator, says no, it takes like 70 to 80 days. If you're committed, what I wrote, I have affirmations I write on my bathroom mirror, and I wrote, "You promised yourself you would." And I
write on my mirror all the time too.
Yeah, I promised myself that I would. So every time I think I can't do this, I walk in my bathroom and it says I have like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't remember else. I erase it and write new stuff all the time. But the words, "You promised yourself you would." And for I think the first 25 days, every day I posted, I did it because I promised myself that I would.
And so when I saw those pictures, because you sent them to me and you were like,
like 2 weeks, wasn't it?
I was like, you said like, "I'll murder you if you share these photos," but I am going to send them to you. I need a fresh set of eyes to like see this. And you're like, "But I've lost like a pound." I think you said something like that, but you're like, "But I've legit lost like 20 inches. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I think I said that. Darla and I swear a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, "What? Like, send me that shit right now." And she did. And I was like, "Oh my God, like my mind is blown." So like, how have the workouts been, and how has that kind of, how did it like blow your own mind? Like seeing the fact that, because we're always so obsessed about weight. Everyone's like, "Oh, weigh yourself." And, there's restrictions around weighing yourself. Do it in the morning, right after you pee or after you poop. And like, so that you're as little as possible and don't wear any clothes. But that hasn't been your experience. Your experience has been a lot of inches. And with some of the hormonal issues and stuff that you have, a lot of it can be water, but you've been toning. It's not just water anymore, especially now that we're all in phase 3. So how has your mind shifted with your relationship with the scale and how you're feeling about your body when you look at yourself, yet you don't see a change in the number on the scale?
After phase 2, I didn't change the scale didn't move a lot. And then all of a sudden it moved like a tremendous amount. And I kept thinking, oh, the scale's wrong. So I literally took my electronic scale and I moved it all over the house, and I would shake it so it would have to reset. And I'm serious, Leah's laughing. I moved it all over the house because I did not believe that it was right. I even took it outside of my driveway where I knew nobody was watching to weigh. And I was like, well, that can't be possible. But you may not see a movement in the scale at first, because I kept thinking it's only 1.5 pounds during like phase 1 and phase 2. And I'm like, barely got to 3 after phase 1. And I'm thinking this isn't going to work. But I typically have always, I showed Catherine and Leah a picture of me after I had my twins and they were almost 2 months old. I have always weighed more on the scale that I look. When I got married, I think maybe I wore a size. Sizes have changed in 30 years as far as what American size 2, size 4, whatever looks like. But when I got married, I was wearing maybe a 6, and I'm almost 5'10". I'm like 5'9.5", and that's tiny. And I see pictures of myself now. But when I got married and I wore my size 6 wedding dress, I weighed 155 pounds. And no one would believe it. So now what I look like, I carry weight kind of everywhere. So I can go through all these rounds of 21 Day Fix, like I said. And then I'm like, I got the scale. Everybody's like, I lost 15. I lost 20. And I'm like, I lost 1. And so the scale doesn't define me. I have had to, because of some of the issues I've had to kind of monitor my weight because we're looking for a lot of inflammation, which is not good on your joints and your heart. So we had to watch those inches. So it's very sobering, but the workouts are, and I'm probably going to say, like, it doesn't sound salesy, I hope I don't say it, but the workouts are so expertly crafted that you are working your whole body. It's not just like, it's leg day, and all you're doing are isometric exercises with your legs, and maybe you're holding the weight, maybe you're doing little bicep curls, but this is, I mean, literally from your neck down, because your neck, some of these workouts, your neck might be sore because you're trying to strain. They are so purposefully crafted for each day that you notice the inches coming off everywhere, and your entire body is getting a workout. And
Autumn says that all the time. She was like, there is no specific arm day.
No.
Like AAA is arms, abs, and ass, and like or on the legs days when we're holding plank or the total body core workout, like we're holding plank, but my arms are actually what burns more than my abs, you know?
Because if you're doing core, you're like you're doing everything. Your arms might be sore, you know, when you're working your core because you're holding yourself up. And it was a mindset shift of, I had many moments, you know, I've gained a whole bunch of weight in a year, not my fault, but anyway, it happened, and I can't do this. I can't do this. And you will think I cannot do this, but I will also tell you that I'm not a 100% expert on flipping on the bands or flipping them off. And my bands roll. And Autumn's like, your band shouldn't roll. But if you are a little heavier set, if you are bigger, those are going to roll. And you got to stop.
Mine roll.
Yeah, they do. And she's like, they're not going to roll. So then I realized, because my coach Pam said, well, you do know that the package of bands they gave you was like, one's a 9-inch, I think, and one's 12-inch. And I was using the 12-inch. I just grabbed a package and opened them up. And I looked at like the 9-inch band, and I thought, oh, there's no way in Hades this is going to go up on my legs. It's just, if it did, it would be a tourniquet. I would cut off all the circulation mid-thigh.
I've never used the 9-inch one. So the purpose of those, and some people don't know, like Leah, how often do you use the 9-inch over the 12? Because she's a different size than like myself and Darla. Like she has a smaller frame. So I'm curious, like Leah, how often are you using the 9-inch over the 12-inch, or are you at all?
I always use the 9-inch. And it was funny because as you guys were talking, I'm like, can I trade you my 12-inch for a 9-inch? Because
you can have you can have mine, because I won't ever. I mean, my frame is so big. When I do my lunges and stuff, I will snap the band. Like I've tried using a yellow band, the yellow 9-inch, and I can't. Like I would snap it. You know, I have a bigger stride, a wider step. So when I do lunges, it's different than when Darla and I do them. It's different than when Leah does them. So don't feel bad.
Amazons.
What?
I said Amazons.
Yeah. And my thighs are clear. My thighs are always, unless I develop, again, a severe eating disorder and I drop 100 pounds, my thighs will never be the same size as Leah's, you know, and that's okay. That doesn't.
Not supposed to be.
So, yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, Leah. So there's an example. I've never used the 9-inch. Neither has Darla. Leah has never used the 12-inch, you know, like, and that's fine. Like that's the purpose of sending both. And because that has been thought of, you know, by the company, just like Darla said, like they thought of everything. And when we say that, we're not saying that like, oh, we thought of everything. Like, don't worry about anything else. Like they literally did. Like everything that you're doing is so purposeful, right, Darla? Like it's so like the nutrition and the workouts. Exactly. You're constantly working everything. I'm always just dripping in sweat. Like after this, we work out on carpet. And after this program, Danny and I have to like have a carpet cleaner to clean our carpet because there was no way to like regulate the sweat that was coming off of us. And like our carpet legit smells like shit. So like we have to have it cleaned, but there was no point until we're done with the first round of this program. And we are going to get a rogue mat and like put it into our room, but we haven't had the time to do that. Plus the rogue mats are expensive, but like the sweat and everything. Yeah. So like, everyone is so different. Go ahead, Darla.
Right. And it's not, you know, when it says like, oh, because phase 1, your workouts are going to be a little shorter, and she's just preparing you for phase 2 and phase 3 because they get longer. But it is amazing. And I'm a big proponent of looking at your day and what you allow in your life and what you allow as normal and what you allow as, I can't possibly do that. I'm sorry. I don't sweat, or I don't do any of this. But if we are given 24 hours in a day, we are honestly, and a big portion of the public is going to say, I can't do an hour a day. So you're telling me that 24 hours in one day you cannot even get 10% of 24 hours is 2.4 hours. So half of that is a half of 1% you cannot give, or 1%. You can't give yourself to work out. You can't give yourself to eat right and get your crap together for the day. So on the workouts, changing the bands, it may be a 47-minute workout, but if I'm having to pause to either catch my breath or I have old style weights, right? That maybe die a little bit, but I have old school weights, so you have to like remove the plates and then turn the lug back on the weights, and that's just what I have. I'm not going to go spend the money if I have this on something else that's easier and convenient. So I have to stop the video, change the plates, take off the bands, make circulation come back in my legs sometimes, and then I hit start. So a 47-minute workout might be a little over an hour, and it kind of messes with your mind. But people say, I don't have that time because I have a family, because I have this job, because I have whatever. And that's great. But you're saying the most important person in your life, yes, if you're married, it's your spouse. If you have children, it's your children or it's your family. But you can't take care of anyone else if you are down. And if you are feeling like crap and you can't get out of bed in the morning, if you don't take care of you, everybody else is going to go on, legitimately going to go on with their life. And women who think that the world cannot go, if they have kids, the world cannot go on without me being there because I am the glue that holds everything together. Well, if you pass away tomorrow, the world will still go on. Your husband may marry again. And if you're a guy, your wife may marry again. And the world will still go on. So if you don't take care of yourself, you are letting compounded issues that are potentially in the works to get a foothold. And I don't want that anymore. And I don't want that to define my life anymore. So it's just the mindset of, if it takes you an hour, so what? It's 1 hour. If you got to get up a half an hour earlier to knock it out, then for you, because you promised yourself that you would, you get up half an hour earlier. I started out being like first thing in the morning workout, but then I started back at work. So if I know I'm going to be at work for 10, 11 hours a day, then I have to do my workout later. So I'm still working out the sweet spot of when they are. But my nutrition, I balance my nutrition out. If I know there's not a way, because I was up late last night, I'm not going to get up at 5 to do my workout. So I'm going to do it when I get home from work. But then your nutrition just cycles back down to where you do your workout. So incredible muscle confusion. I'm sorry, what?
You can make this work no matter what. I have
no matter what.
girlfriends that are doing their 12-hour night shift nurses, And
Rachel's killing it. And she works 12 to 14 hours a day.
Yeah. In a cardiac ICU, and it's intense.
Right. Stress. And she's got her home family to take care of. And she's working out for an hour a day.
Yeah. Well, Leah, do you have any questions for Darla? Because I know she has to get going in a minute. Did you want to ask her anything about, or anything
I got
challengers to know?
I got 10 minutes. Yeah.
What are your results right now? Like how many inches lost, how many pounds lost, or at least since the last time that you did your
last time I measured. The last time I measured was probably at the end of phase 2 was the last time I measured. And I will be honest that I have actually had a couple of misses and skips. I've been having to double up. So Sunday is not my rest day. Sunday is making up for the day that I had to take as a rest day. And I had a gastritis issue where I couldn't hardly eat for 3 or 4 days. And I did lose a tremendous amount of weight in that 4 days. And I was thinking, oh, that's not real. And it's going to come back on. So as of right now, when I take my measurements, there was my specific measurements that I took. I have not done those, but the main measurements were, the last time I measured, I was down 23 inches for bust, stomach, hips, thighs, and I think biceps. They are the main ones. I was down 23.25 inches, and the weight was 19 pounds.
19 pounds? Oh my God. I thought you had like no weight loss and only inches. Holy
no, shit. It all, in the last 3 or 4 weeks, it all came off.
Yeah.
So I went, 65 days with 2 or 3 pounds.
And how are you feeling with your rheumatoid arthritis, by the way? Just so people know, she has some hormonal issues, but also rheumatoid arthritis, which is a lot of pain. And, how are you feeling with that? Do you feel like it's improving with these workouts, or is it is every day still kind of touch and go like it's always been?
I'm not trying to correct you in saying this, but because like Pam, and we have a mutual friend, Pam, she has PCOS. I don't mind. I don't want to say it's easier or worse, but I have a gene mutation that rewires everything, and my thyroid is not functioning correctly. And
I thought you had PCOS. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. No, I don't want to like be dishonest for anybody who's watching it who may have PCOS. We could talk about somebody else who has it, who has amazing results.
I know.
With this program.
We'll have to bring Pam on sometime too.
Oh, I know. I'm not talking about her. I'm just saying at a later date. But with mine, I have chronic pain every single day. I will tell you that I figured out that I have 2 more food allergies during this program. And with how my body works, that when I eat foods that I am not supposed to eat, I have a tremendous amount of inflammation, and there's pain. And so I would say the pain level has changed, but it also is different. So it's not like, oh, I did 8-day obsession and I'm magically pain-free and life is great and I throw rose petals wherever I go. It's just different. I will always have.
So you don't fart unicorn dust now? You don't.
Lord, if I eat broccoli or spinach, there's stuff coming on me, but it's not unicorn dust. And it doesn't smell like roses. Doesn't smell like roses. Yeah, I figured out now.
Life is, you've just learned to change your mindset. And with something like rheumatoid arthritis, it's not going to magically disappear. No. But there are ways that you can still improve. And
right, because I have chosen
with that chronic pain, be happier with it, and right. Make that choice.
Because I have chosen to not take medication at this point in my life for RA, because for me, the side effects, when you hear those drug commercials on TV and they're talking about how this lady's like literally going for walks and boating on a lake or whatever with her husband, and then they give you the list of side effects and like death, spontaneous diarrhea, cancer. I'm thinking, liver failure, melanomas, and you're going, so I'm going to feel better today, but I'm going to trade a liver failure, potential death, melanoma, and cancers of whatever because I want to feel better today. So my doctor, my holistic doctor said, you can change your life and your mindset by how you think, by how you eat, and how you do. Now, in saying that, I am 110% stronger. I carry myself differently. I move. Whenever I move, there is pain, but it's not what it was. It's not like, I don't know if I told Catherine or Leah that I could sit on the couch, just reading a book for an hour. You're reading personal development, you're reading a book. And when I would get up, my knees were almost locked in that 90-degree bent position. And I would have to struggle to get up. And I'm thinking, this is not normal. This isn't. And so now I don't have that. That is gone. It's in the last 70 whatever days, it's gone. So now I can jump up, I can get up. I'm not having to think about, how can I push myself up with my arms so I won't fall. And that kind of, and I got in that mindset before 8-day obsession started. And I'm like, I feel like I'm dying because I'm already looking where if I'm in a meeting or I go someplace, I have to sit where there's arms on the chair so I can stand up. So because I literally would fall. And this is not what I want for my life. I have a tremendous amount of life left to live, and I'm just not going to settle.
I love you so much.
Well, I'm not like going, oh, I'm great. Oh, Tony Robbins. I love Tony Robbins. But this is part of personal development. What are you going to settle for in your life? So you can give me every excuse in the book, and, not you or just any proverbial you. You give me every excuse in the book of why you're not going to do that. But if you talk to somebody who has a debilitating disease, or they're in a wheelchair, or they're going through chemo, and you're like, I'm just not going to work out for an hour, they wish they could.
Hell yeah.
So Yeah. So the eating, there is, I was going to say, there is about weeks 3 or 4, I got really emotional. And I'm not a crying person unless it's something, I'm just not a normal cryy emotional person. But I was sitting there on the couch and I was reading something. I just put it down. I mean, I got this profound sense of gratitude and thankfulness. And I'm like, I feel good. I feel there's no reason for me to feel happy, but I feel happy and grateful and blessed and honored. And I started to cry. And I'm like, I'm in a position to change my life and hopefully be a witness to help somebody else. Not because I've made any money off of it, because I'm going to tell somebody, get off your butt. It's like, you don't realize this food prep that you see as a pain in your butt. It's not. It's feeding you. It's how you're supposed to be eating. That piece of cake. I had a piece of cake last week. My mother-in-law makes this badass chocolate sour cream, old-fashioned pound cake. I wasn't going to let that go. I just did it. And I ate it.
You had a piece in your freezer for when we're done to have a.
That was red velvet pound cake for my daughter's birthday in January. And it's waiting. It's right. And that's like, we're talking old school Southern, like Civil War, amazing recipe. This is the shit. This is. And it's in my freezer and it's going to be waiting for me whenever I do it. So.
Well, Darla, I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. And thank you so much for sharing with our team. And I'll share the video for everybody so that we can share it with as many challengers as possible.
Right.
Especially people that are starting 80-day obsession.
And one more thing, the inches I told you that I measured, I haven't taken those measurements. So I'm sure that the official measurement was 23.25 inches. It's probably more because when you carry a lot of weight, especially with a thyroid disease, when you carry a lot of weight in your abdomen, there's like a difference between the size of your stomach up under the bust and top of the rib cage, under the sternum, to the belly button point. There that goes. And then if you have a lot of weight, you have a little bit of a lower, like an apron. So there are 3 different measurements that are happening there. So that's when I measured. And I took bicep, I measured neck, I took thighs and calf and, and hips. So, it's just.
And we're not even done yet. I mean, we still have.
No.
Yeah.
No. And I feel like I need to start last week over again because I feel like I missed those 3 days and I just backtracked. So I will probably, during the break, when some people are living it up in Mexico, that I will probably continue to do. Yeah. I will continue. The rest of us are going to be here working out. I will go not drinking and laying in the sun all day long. Yeah, I'm not going
to Autumn, you guys say hi.
Please do and get a picture because like Tulin, and Coach Tulin was another one they should follow if you are a larger woman or man. She does some modifications, that help you get the sliders, and the sliders were death and they're not anymore. Now I'm like, bring it.
Yay!
Well, hey, Darla,
thank you.
I have to say, Darla,
yeah.
You look amazing, and having had you and I don't talk a whole lot, and I don't get to actually see you a whole lot and talk with you. And so having been at Summit with you last year, July, and seeing you now and hearing you speak and just seeing just the growth that you've done. I mean, you're a completely different person, and seeing the pain that you were going through at Summit, and yes, you still have it warms my heart. And I mean, your face is like, you look amazing, and I'm just like, oh, don't cry, but yeah, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of your progress, and keep that shit going. I mean, I'm so it just makes me so happy to see
Thank you. So I'm ready for round 2.
Yeah, are you actually going to cry?
Me?
Are you? It looks like when the camera zoomed in on you, it looked like you were a little, we're all just going to get really emotional now.
Don't do this. I'm not the emotional chick. So, but I am now. It's like, it sucks. Not really. Thank you for that. I don't take compliments well. I'm learning to say thank you in gratitude. And I humbly appreciate it. And I love you. And I don't get to see and talk to Leah a lot. I do stalk her and watch her Instagram stories all the time, though. Just saying. She's like, fellow kind of like ginger crush. So.
I know her and Danny. There.
Well, this is not exactly non-red too,
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, good. And our challengers didn't leave us any questions to answer that for us to answer. So I think this is great. So yeah, every week, if anybody's wondering, on Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we check in and do our check-in with our group. And yeah, I'm going to have to reach out to Pam and have Pam come on and chat with us as well. And because she's had a great experience as well. So.
I'm not trying to but her transformation, I'm like, oh, I lost like a half an inch. And she like sends me a picture and I'm like, okay. But I mean, that's her journey, and she's been, it's different journey. So everybody's different, and you cannot put one human being in a box and compare them to another, because we were not created to look. Even I have identical twins, and they don't, even though they look identical in the face, their bodies are not identical. Their personalities aren't. One's a little taller than the other. So even cloned people are different. So no one is meant to compare your journey. And there's that statement that you should never compare your day one to someone's, chapter 15. You just can't compare it. If you do that,
phase 3, don't compare phase 1 to phase
2.
Totally.
Because phase 3 hasn't been, phase 3 is different, but it hasn't been, like I noticed so much growth in phase 1 and phase 2, and phase 3 has been a little bit, phase 3 is where it got tough for me because of time and life and illness. And, you're getting tired and it's near the end of the program and you're just like, can I quit? Because if I quit, no one will know. Well, okay, you can, but everybody will know. Well, they may not know, but you'll know. So phase 3 has been tough. It's just sticking with it. And I'm kind of happy, sad, I guess melancholy that we're ending. But, phase 1, if you don't keep up, if I don't keep up, it's going to kick my butt all over again. Because I plan on April 23rd hitting it again.
Yeah, when we get back, when I get back from Mexico, like we're gonna be doing another group. Darla's not upset at all.
No, you're taking Danny. You could have taken one of us. You're taking Danny.
Well,
Leah. Sad panda.
What?
Leah's like, she put her head down.
Poor Leah. She's so tired. Talk about life. Her cat had kittens last night, so she's a little busy.
Oh, did you know?
Yeah, we knew. I knew that she was going to have them any day, and I was actually a little bit concerned about going to Super Saturday and being gone for so long. And I got home at 5:00 yesterday, and my husband. I was like, I could hear her meowing all funny, and I was like, that's not normal. Mm-hmm. And she had 2 of the kittens in our closet. Like, he had no idea that kittens were being born at that time. And so I went and I took care of, I got her in her little nest and watched her and got to watch the other 2 babies being born and stuff. So it was a pretty neat thing to see, but I was like, I'm tired. And I'm saying I'm tired. She's the one like pushing these like things out, and like they clean their stuff up. Like, we don't do that.
No,
we're a mess.
We're like spraying germicide stuff on everything, going, oh, it's a human waste.
Yeah,
I know. So it was pretty amazing to see the power of the cat birthing process and how strong they are to do it completely on their own.
Yeah.
So.
Aww.
They're cute though. They're just like in the palm of your hand, and they're just like,
oh. You tell me when it's free, and I'll be over this week to play with kittens.
I love baby kittens, baby newborn puppies too. Before all their eyes open, there's like just these little like puppies, a little claws stick out, and little kittens. Yeah, no, they're all like this.
Yeah.
But my friend adopted a cat, and they were like, oh, well, you gotta bring her back to be spayed, and this and that. And she's like, okay. And she's had her for 3 weeks. And she said she came home and heard her cat meowing funny. and she was under the bed, and she's like, and there were 5 kittens, and she's like, whoa, okay.
Oh my God. For those
Yeah,
watching,
but they're cute.
we're clearly no longer talking about ADD obsession.
Well, sorry, we're talking about her being tired and her kittens.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, you guys, for jumping on a Sunday. I love you guys, and have a great day. Let's go energize and take the day, since we're all behind a couple days, and we will be working out on our quote unquote rest day.
Yeah, our rest day, and in the break, we'll be still working out, catching up.
Yeah,
but it's okay. Life goes on.
So, have a great Sunday.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Leah.